Welcome to Cupertino High School, everyone, for the second day of the Cupertino Shootout with REK. I am Andrew Fury. Glad to have you along. We are ready for the first consolation game of two between the Bellarmine Bells and the Los Altos Eagles, and we are underway with Los Altos controlling the ball first. Kabuti with it for the Eagles. Technically the home team in this one, so they're wearing their home white uniforms with the blue numerals and trim. Here's Rosenbaum on the drive, kicks out to Maldacini. Pump fakes over to Kabut. Here's Garverick posting up on Nazarov and throws up an air ball. Rebounded, come back the Bells. Here's a jumper that is off the back rim, no good by Swain, and Los Altos with it.
Pretty fast tempo to start this game. Both teams looking to get out in transition, especially Bellarmine on that first possession.
Around a screen, and now out to Kabut. Tempo's going to be key in this one. Bellarmine normally likes to play a half-court game primarily. They'll just run when opportunities present itself. There's a missed layup by Rosenbaum. Garverick the rebound, puts one up, off back rim, no good, and here come the Bells again. They'll run again. That's Tarpening. What a pass to Nazarov, and he misses the layups. Maybe a little jitters here in the early going. Had several missed layups here in the first couple of minutes of the basketball game.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. Early jitters. I mean, we've seen 4 missed layups already, and we're barely a minute into this contest.
There's a jump hook. That's good by Lambie Landman, who's also a quarterback for the Eagles on their football team. Dual sport guy gets the first hoop. And there's a turnover on the pass intended for Swain, and an early timeout called by Bellarmine, down 2-0 with 6:31 left.
Let's take a look at that last play as we take a look at the sweet-looking jumper. Just a nice turnaround in the post area. Mid-range, so important in the high school game. It's kind of a lost art when you look at basketball today, but that shot is open a lot of times for these young players, and good shot to work on if you're a young, aspiring basketball player.
And we take this time to thank our All Sports presenting sponsor, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, part of the Sutter Health Network. Choose your PAMF doctor today. So with 6:31 left in the first quarter, it's 2-0 in favor of the Los Altos Eagles. Bellarmine lost yesterday in an upset, losing to Mills 49-44, and Los Altos lost a heartbreaker by 1 against Independence 59-58 the final. So both teams looking to rebound. Here's Garverick for the Eagles. Great pass into Landman. His turnaround in the paint. Off back rim and goes in. It's 4-0 Eagles.
Eagles looking for Landman early on here. He's got that turnaround working here tonight.
And here's Swain. Gets it over to Lee. Max Lee, the starting point guard. As you saw that Los Altos is pressing early. Pump fake. And here's the jumper by Owens off the front rim. No good. Lee, the offensive rebound. He gets out to Tarpening. Owens, now they drop into man-to-man defense. Here's Lee, high post to Nazarov. Hands off to Swain, who nearly lost it. Now Tarpening, good pass inside to Nazarov, who spins on Maldacini, loses it, but gets fouled.
And I think that's going to be key here for Bellarmine, getting it into the low post. Their offense has been a little out of whack, as you said, more of a half-court team, but trying to push it in transition in the beginning. Getting in their half-court set so key, and then nice dump off pass. Not much of a foul there, but able to draw enough contact to get himself to the line.
Bellarmine, in past years, have been a pretty good foul shooting team. It is something that they struggled with in last night's game against Mills, one of the reasons why they lost a close one. And Nazarov, who is not normally one of their better free throw shooters, misses on the first attempt. Bells looking for the first point, and they won't find it here after Nazarov misses both. Here's Kabut into the front court. Now he's trapped in the corner, finds Maldacini. His pass deflected and stolen. Bellarmine on the run, and then they throw it away. Tarpening was looking down low for Kevin Arafin, who's checked in for the first time, and he just threw it out of bounds.
And really no reason to rush that pass. Arafin wide open on the wing. Can take your time on that one. Only one Los Altos defender back there, 2-on-1. You got to slow it up there a little bit after that great steal. But we'll see if Bellarmine can force a couple more turnovers. That pressure looked good the first time.
Here's a dump into Landman, another jump hook off glass and in for Lambie Landman, who has all all 6 of Los Altos points so far.
Beautiful turn over the right shoulder there. Wow, that is a next level type move from Landman.
Here's Arifin, guarded by Garverick. Now gets it over to Owens. It's swung around back to Arifin. Arifin out there with Lee, Swain, Tarpening, and Nazarov. Lee at the high post, gets bumped, no foul called. Swain kicks it out to Arifin, who pump fakes, drives baseline, floats one up, off back rim, no good. Nazarov, the rebound, goes up and scores it.
Nice pursuit by Nazarov. Got away with a little travel there. He shuffled his feet as he was going back up, but stuck with the play, and we'll see if Bellarmine will be able to handle some of their early jitters and stay in this one.
And there's a palming violation by Kaboot, and bad play there.
So we take another look at the putback. Just out hustling 2 Eagle defenders to get the ball, and then took his time on the putback. Might have shuffled his feet a bit, but at least he took his time, and that's going to be a key for all these Bellarmine players.
Tarpening cross-court to Owens. Bouncing it over to Swain. Over to Tarpening. Tarpening, step back, foul line, jumper. Sweet move by the left-hander. They have scored 4 straight.
We'll see if, I don't know if Los Altos was ready for the lefty jump. It looked like he was trying to defend his right side. It's hard when you don't know the other team that well, defending that left side for those lefty jumpers.
Great shot there by Malgicini. Doubles up the score over Bellarmine. It's now 8-4. And press again, nearly turning it over is Arifin. Arifin now lobs it over to Tarpening. Great pass inside to Owens, who misses the layup. I don't know what he was doing. He had time to jump stop, but that's not what happened.
Wow, you are not kidding. All the time in the world, did not need to make that an alley-oop type finish.
Yeah.
Bellarmine just needs to get a little bit more under control here. They're getting great opportunities around the rim.
Here's Malgicini over to Kaboot. Now Garverick, he can make that 3, but this one's off iron, no good. Tarpening the rebound, and a foul is going to be called on Malgicini, his first. And just the first team foul on Los Altos, or make that the second team foul on Los Altos. Great flow to this game so far.
Yeah, fast pace. I think actually both teams trying to speed up the game, but need to be a little bit more under control. Gavrick, you're right. That's a shot he can make. He made a 3-pointer last night. We'll see if he can get that 3-point shot working tonight.
And there's Owens draining a 3, and the lead's cut to 1. It's a little 7-2 burst by the Bells, who now drop back into their zone. They're playing a little 1-1-3 look, and then they'll drop it and make it a 2-3 zone. Here's Kaboot in the left wing. Over to Landman. Landman doubled. Over to Kaboot. 18 to shoot. Malgicini through the hands of Rosenbaum and take it away. Here's Swain on the go. Swain stops, pops, off glass, no good. Another misfire in close.
That's 3 fast breaks they haven't converted on. And Owens had a good look at that when he actually took his time. Just a little too strong, honestly.
There's Arifin off the rebound. Another chance for the Bells to secure their first lead of the game. And we have a travel. That's at least the second or third turnover Arifin's had all by himself.
Yeah, both teams, I think you can tell this is an early season game. There's going to be some improvement as we go along. The intensity level is good, though. Both teams with their pressing and their fast breaks all around. I mean, it's been an exciting game, but sloppy for sure. We'll see if both teams or either team can tighten things up here.
Here's Malgicini over to Kaboot. Malgicini tried to feed the high post. That's deflected. And Kaboot has it. Out top, guard by Owens. Good pass into Landman. His 7-footer short. Rebound back to Landman. He goes up again and threw about a 2-footer 5 feet and missed it. A foul's called, I think, on the shot, too. They get it on. Should be on Nazarov.
And good hustle by Gavrick. He was the one who tipped it back out to Landman there. Getting another opportunity. Not too much contact as Landman misses the first free throw.
Yeah, but it did look like a foul. And I also, on top of that, I think Landman sold it a little bit.
Yes, exactly. I didn't want to call him out on that.
Yeah.
But, you know, acting is a part of the game. This isn't the NBA. They're not being fined for any of the flopping calls.
Yeah, that's for sure. As we have Thomas Keller in for the first time for Los Altos, who now employ a different type of press. More of their trapping full court, then they drop back into man-to-man defensive press. And here's handing it off to Owens. Owens, as Michael Bacon's in for the first time. He has the ball right now for Bellarmine. A good back cut to Owens, who bobbled the ball. And then it's kicked out to Arifin. And then he swings his elbow, no foul call. The Los Altos bench and head coach looking for a foul. Tarpening over to Owens. Owens drives baseline, step back, long two, short. Rebound, Nazarov spins to the paint and traveled.
They finally got him for the shuffling of the feet. I was wondering if they were going to notice that again. Again, nice pursuit, though, underneath the big men for both teams, having some good putback attempts, but need to be a little bit more under control here. It's still a 2-point game. Both teams, I think if they settle down, can feel like they can go on a little bit of a run here. They're having opportunities.
Definitely. Eagles up 2 with now a minute and a half left first quarter. Checking in for the first time is Rog Upaluri for Los Altos, and he replaces Garvik. Los Altos typically plays more people than Bellarmine does. They'll go 9-10 deep, will the Eagles. Here's Malgicini, pump fakes, into the paint, floats one up, off back iron, no good, rebounded by Nazarov. Back the other way comes Arafin. Arafin stops, and his bounce pass is deflected out off of Rosenbaum. It will stay with the Bells.
For the Eagles, Magazzini hasn't really gotten going. He's their leading scorer and was the leading scorer, I think, on the team last season, too. He scored 16 in their game yesterday and still nothing here in the first quarter. So we'll see if he's a guy the Eagles look to get going.
Max Lee is checked in for the first time or returned to the line for Bellarmine, and checking in for the first time is Sammy Nassif for Los Altos, replacing Lamon, who's done excellent work with 6 points. Make that 7 points in the early going. 70 seconds left first quarter. Turpening with it. Crosses over, drives baseline, flips up. A wild shot, and it'll get 2 free throws.
Yeah, again, selling it a little bit, I think. Almost made the bucket, though. That would have been an acrobatic finish. But as we take a look at the replay, good, strong moves to the hoop by Bellarmine now. Looking to draw maybe some contact. Looking for the foul. That one, there definitely was contact from Rosenbaum.
Let's see if Bellarmine can make a free throw. Yes, they do on the first attempt after missing their first 2 of the game. There's more substitutions here for the Eagles. Rosenbaum checks out, and Kyle Kumigan returns for Los Altos. Second free throw is up and rims in. We are tied at 9. Now Bellarmine a little full court pressure, 2-2-1, trying to just slow the tempo. I don't think they're necessarily trying to force a turnover here. Here's Upaluri, who nearly travels, and they'll finally call it. It did look like a travel.
It definitely did. The ref was all over that one, though. It's interesting. Upaluri, comes off the bench, but he provided the spark yesterday, 8 points. We'll see if he can provide that same kind of scoring punch for Los Altos in a game where scoring's been at a premium.
Definitely. Just tied at 9, under a minute to go, first quarter. Turpening lobs it over to Lee in the corner. Lee bouncing it over to Turpening. Jab step. Will step back. 23 on the shot clock. He'll lob it over to Owens. Owens reverses it to Turpening. Turpening high post. Checking in for the first time is Owens. Here's a drive and a layup that spins out, no good. And a good rebound inside that's partially blocked, and it's Upaluri throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, again, the wild tempo getting to both teams. That's a pass where you just got to make sure the other person's looking, and Upaluri passed it before he even saw what his teammate was doing. He was running back down the court.
It's Bacon with the missed layup. Now Jonah Underwood has checked in for the first time, wearing number 34, standing at the high post here for the Bells. Here's Turpening. Turpening at top to Owens, swings it to Bacon, over to Lee. Owens in the right wing. Shot clock turned off, 10 on the game clock. Here's Lee. They have to go at 7. Bouncing it to Bacon with 5. Bacon, does he realize it is poked away? 2. Now his pass deflected, and the horn will sound. Bellarmine's head coach is furious at Lee, the point guard, for not getting them into play with 10 seconds left on the first quarter. We had a fun and hectic first quarter, to say the least, and after one quarter, it is tied at 9.
As a busy mom of 3 kids, I find it extremely convenient to access My Health Online. My Health Online's messaging service allows me to keep in close contact with our doctor.
Being able to email the doctor with questions gave us assurance that they do take an interest in the patients. That's why we've been with PEN for more than 10 years and keep adding members, the newest member.
Welcome back here to Cupertino High School as we are about ready to start the second quarter. It is tied at 9. We saw a lot of action in the first quarter, not necessarily a lot of scoring. And after the first early initial set of turnovers Bellarmine had, they seemed to really settle down.
They did, but I wonder, you mentioned Los Altos a little deeper. If this type of pace keeps up, you wonder if that favors a team that brings more people off the bench as we go along. But you're right, Bellarmine did adjust a little bit. We'll see. I mean, they had numerous layup opportunities underneath. They can just settle down, not try to make the fantastic play, especially from Owens on that missed layup. That one stands out quite a bit. But just settle down, make the easy layups, don't make shots and sets harder than they have to be.
Bacon, high post to Nazarov. Bellarmine with the first possession of the second quarter. Here, driving baseline to Swain, steps back over to Owens. Owens rips through against Kumigan. Here, backing it out is Lee. Lee with 10 on the shot clock. Now swing over back to Lee. Owens, right wing. Owens, good pass inside to Swain, who misses the layup, and it's off of Nazarov out of bounds. That's at least the 5th layup they've missed.
Yeah, Los Altos, it looked like a 1-1-3 zone they were in, and Bellarmine played it perfectly. They got the cutting guard inside. Easy layup. Just got to convert that. There's no other way to put it. That's exactly what Bellarmine wants to do on offense against that 1-1-3.
Mark Gaffey's in for the first time for the Bells. And there's a 3 reined in. Drilled by Thomas Keller. They are up 12-9 now. Lee over to Gaffey. Gaffey outside. Here's Owens. Owens crossing over against Kumigan. Gaffey over to Lee. Pump fakes. Good extra pass to Owens for 3. Short. He has not been able to find the stroke.
Yeah, and Owens is a three-point shooter. I mean, that's as good a look as you're going to get. For Bellarmine, they got to just keep taking these type of shots. They're going to go down eventually.
There's a dangerous lob pass secured by Maldacini. Now his pass deflected and stolen. Here's Bacon. Bacon all the way, or make that gap. Owens, and he is fouled. Looked like number 24 initially after the steal. It is Owens.
Let's take a look at the three-pointer again. Here it is. Pure look for Kelleher, and knocked it down with the street lefty stroke.
So now Owens is at the line to shoot, too. And he rims out the first. So just a 2 for 5 start from the free throw line for the Bells. They still are down 12-9 with 6:29 left. First half. More substitution here for the Eagles as Garverick returns, and Upaluri does as well. Now returning is Tarpening, and he replaces Kyle Owens, who split the free throws, so the Bells are down 2. Here's Kaboot. Josh Kaboot gets it over to Maldacini. Let's see if they can break the 10-second mark, and they do. Here is Garverick doubled. Good pass to Upaluri. Out to Maldacini, a 3. Off the back rim, no good, and rebound inside. Secured by Swain.
It's too bad he missed Kelleher. He was wide open underneath if he had looked for that extra pass instead of outside.
Here's a great pass to Nazarov, who misses the layup. It was changed by Garverick. Back the other way. Here's Keller over to Upaluri, who gets reached in and fouled by Swain. Swain's first, just the second team foul of the half on Bellarmine.
Yeah, both teams have actually been doing a very good job of pressing without fouling so far. Not a lot of hand checks. Been nice, clean defense there. A little too over-aggressive.
Here's Maldacini up top. Maldacini cross court to Kaboot. Now Kaboot has it on the redirect. Outside to Maldacini. 20 on the shot clock. High post, here's Garverick. Garverick bounces. Cross court, Upaluri. Good extra pass to Keller. Inside, a layup to top. Opportunity missed by Garverick. He gets his own board, and then the reverse layup, no good. Fouled by Nazarov.
And it was all the passing there that set up that opportunity. I mean, I think every single player on the court got involved there. It starts with Kaboot, your point guard, setting things up, making the good first pass, and then Maldacini not trying to do everything, hasn't scored in this game yet, but able to swing the ball, and a made free throw by Gavrick, his first of 2.
So that makes it 13-10 Los Altos now, about 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Maldacini Hasn't scored yet, even though he's had a couple of good opportunities from 3. Scored 16 in yesterday's 1-point loss to San Benito. Here is a good pass over to make that Independence is who they lost to. Here's Lee over to Swain. Cross court Lee open for 3. Good for Max Lee. We are tied at 13.
And when Los Altos goes into his zone, those 3-point opportunities are going to come. Bellarmine needs to knock it down. Beautiful stroke there by Lee on the right wing.
It was a 2-3 zone that time by the Eagles. Here's Kaboot over to Upaluri. Kaboot back to Upaluri. High post. Good passing. Ball moving against the zone. And going up with it, Garverick, who nearly lost control of it, but then got it to go.
Yeah, nice strong take there. Might have been looking for contact at first. The ball started to squirt out, as you said, but able to finish softly off the backboard.
Tarpening stutters into the paint, floats one up with the left hand, way short, rebound Garverick. He wants to push, nearly travels over to Malgacini, who spins. He'd be wise just to reset. Keller back to Malgacini for 3. Rims out, no good, and things aren't falling right now for Malgacini. Here's Lee. Lee over to Tarpening, left all alone for 3. That's off the back rim. Good rebound inside by Della Serna, who gets fouled going up. And Nolan Della Serna will be at the line shooting 2. He's checked in for the first time.
Yeah, it looks like Bellarmine has a little bit of an advantage on the offensive glass. They've been out rebounding. Los Altos on that end. Another 3-point opportunity. Not a long rebound. Just goes underneath the basket. Good position there to get the rebound by De La Serna.
De La Serna makes the first, and if he makes this one, we'll have a tie game as Gaffey and Lee check out. Checking in for the first time is Tony Crema for Bellarmine. So Crema, the backup point guard to Lee, essentially, is now in for the first time. De La Serna connects on both. They are now 5 for 8 at the free throw line. We are tied at 15. Approaching the halfway mark of the second quarter. Trapped in the corner, Upaluri. What a pass that was deflected to Keller. Outside Malgacini, another 3. Back rim, no good. Rebound deflected around and comes down to Swain. His pass deflected out, and it will be Bellarmine ball. Malgacini has had about 0 for 5, 0 for 6 from 3 right now.
And most of these have been open looks. I mean, when your leading scorer is getting open looks like that, you'll take that most of the time for Los Altos, just not falling.
There's a pass in the front court. Here's to Owens. Owens trapped. Double team, and it's taken away by Upaluri. Upaluri back the other way. Stops. Over to Malgacini. Malgacini wants to reset. Run some offense. A 2-3 zone now here for the Bells. Swing around back to Malgacini. He's open for 3. Good! And he finally connects on 1. And it's 18 to 15.
And that's why you keep shooting, especially if you're that important to your team's offense. There's not too many places Los Altos can go for points. Malgacini needs to contribute if Los Altos has a chance here against Bellarmine.
Here's Tarpening, guarded by Malgacini. Looking one-on-one, crosses over into the paint. Got it blocked, I think. I don't think he just shot it off the outside of the hoop support.
Yeah, I don't believe so either.
Yeah. So Bellarmine will have the ball down by a 3 with 3:03 left. Now Kyle Kumigan, who just ran off the bench and into the game, had to go over to the scores table before he could check in. Now he does. It will be lead inbound. Make that Erfin. Erfin gets it inbound. And here in the post is De La Serna working on Garvik. Spins, now kicks it out, wants to repost. Swain with it. High post, Tarpening. Tarpening, a little left-handed jump hook, short. Gets his own rebound, up again, blocked, and then it's deflected out and tracked down by Swain, who loses it. Owens has it. Bodies flying everywhere, and Bellarmine will reset.
I'm not sure why Landman tipped that ball out. He had the rebound there, tried to, I guess, start the fast break with the tip, and now commits a foul underneath.
Landman, who has scored 6 early points for Los Altos, commits his first foul, and the 5th team foul on the Eagles. Or make that the 16th foul on the Eagles. Erfin, quick pass to Owens for 3. Front rim, no good. Tip up by Tarpening, won't go. It's deflected to Kumigan. Back the other way, comes Malgacini. steps through a defender, floats one up, no good, but he'll be at the line shooting 2.
Nice Euro step there from Magazzini. Shades of James Harden going down the court, drawing the contact, and getting himself to the line, and had a chance for a three-point play there. Had a good look at the basket. See, sidestepped the defender. That looked like Arifin, who was trying to draw the charge.
First free throw is good by Malgacini. With 2:13 left first half, it's 19-15 Eagles. Eagles led by as many as 6. Bellarmine has never led. They've been tied a couple times since it was 0-0, but they haven't ever led. We were tied at 9 apiece after the end of the first 8 minutes. There's rimmed out, ball loose, out of bounds off of Los Altos. It will stay with Bellarmine, but they have to do a better job of blocking out on the glass, especially off of a missed free throw.
Yeah, Upalori's not that tall, and he was able to squeeze his way in there, almost came up with the ball. If you're a taller defender, boxing out on free throws is so important, making sure that a quicker, smaller defender doesn't get around you. Got to use your backside to create some separation there.
Here's De La Serna in the post, turns around, floats a brick off of glass, no good. Upalori the rebound. This could be danger time for the Bells, already down 4, and the Eagles with the ball. There's a pump fake by Johnny Chen, who's in for the first time. Here is high post to Garverick. Garverick stops, out, Malgacini, a 3, front rim, no good. Rebound inside, secured by De La Serna, who's given them quality minutes off the bench. Arifin, guarded by Upalori. Backs out, crosses over. Arifin with a minute 20 to go, lobs it up, layup no good by Swain. The third missed layup he's had. Garverick back the other way. Garverick pushes, stops, double teamed, flips it out to Malgacini. Pump fakes, over to Garverick. High post, cross court, Chen a 3, a brick. Rebound out of bounds off of Upalori. I believe it should be Bellarmine basketball, and it is.
I think Chen just got a little too excited. He had that rush of adrenaline coming into the game, had a good look at a 3. Just a little too long. It looks like we got a foul.
Yeah,
on the court.
they're actually calling a foul
And Bellarmine in the bonus.
on Upalori, I believe, is the only person that could have been going over the back of a Bellarmine defender. So Upalori charged with his first foul and the 17th foul in the half. Tarpening makes the first. He'll get the bonus. 19-16 Los Altos. A minute 10 left first half. Second free throw is up and short, but it rims in. Tarpening is now 4 for 4 at the free throw line. His team is now 7 for 10. Full court pressure. Upalori over to Garverick. Gives it back to Malgacini. Double teamed. Over to Garverick, who blows by a defender, goes all the way, lays it up and in, and that was too easy for the Bells defense.
Yeah, Garverick's playing the 4 on this Los Altos team, but as you can see, has kind of guard capabilities, able to take it strong to the hoop. When your outlet can do that for your team, that's going to make pressing very hard for Bellarmine in the future.
Here's Arifin out top, 38 seconds to go, about an 18-second differential, shot and game clock. Here's Tarpening with his team down 4. Bad pass, tracked down by Owens. Now 12 on the shot clock. Here's Bacon, drives, gets it blocked, swatted out of there by Malgacini. Who's back the other way to Garverick. Garverick all the way, lays it up. Good, and a foul by Stephen Garverick.
Speak of the devil, fast break. Your 4 running out in transition. As you see the fancy ball dribbling from Magazzini, passes off. Garverick just able to draw the contact before Owens was set. So we take a look at Garverick before making the layup. And now making the free throw to make this a 24-17 game.
Largest lead now for the Eagles is Underwood returns, replacing Nolan De La Serna, who gives them great minutes off the bench. Let's see if Bellarmine can cut into this deficit. No, they won't. Steal by Upalori. Back to Malgacini. Now the Eagles can own for the final shot. A very precarious ending to this first half for the Bells. Here out top is Chen, and he throws it away.
I think it was tipped, though. It should still be Los Altos' ball.
Oh, okay. I was like, we've had turnovers galore in this first half. Definitely an early season feel to it.
Most definitely. I mean, when you see a ball thrown away like that, you would think tip pass, but not in this game. That's for sure, the way things have been going.
Timeout here for Los Altos. They'll use their first half 30-second timeout here. Thanks to the Palo Alto Medical Foundation for their continued support of KMVT's high school sports coverage. See your PAMF doctor today. 6.1 seconds left first half. It is 24-17 in favor of the Eagles. It will be Los Altos basketball in the backcourt, but still 6 seconds is plenty of time to get off a good look before the half is over.
I think we should mention the play of Upalori in this first half. I mean, offensively passing the ball well, but it's been the defensive pressure, especially in that trap-based pressure that Los Altos is trying to implement. I mean, he has been hounding whoever he's guarding man-on-man.
And now a little man-to-man, full-court pressure here for the Bells. Upalori will throw it in. He was responsible for that steal right before the timeout. And a dangerous pass. It's over and back going to be called. That was dangerous.
That
and
was
a bad mistake. They're calling over in the back. He was looking for Lamon, and I think why they called it is Lamon started his leap in the front court and went to the back court.
Yeah, that was close. I think you're right, though. I think he was just over the half-court line. So now Bellarmine, one last chance.
Underwood, hands off to Arafin. Arafin, step back, over a double team is an air ball. Half's over, and a pretty fitting end. What the theme of the first half was turnovers and frantic play. After the first 16 minutes of basketball, we have a score of the Eagles 24, Bellarmine 17.
Ever since we moved to the United States, Palo Alto Medical Foundation has been taking care of our health. We love our doctor. She is always ready to listen to us and is very professional and answers all our questions and is very reassuring. PAMF has been there not just for my own family, but for the whole community, whether they're seeing patients or providing doctors for our free medical clinic.
Welcome back to Cupertino High School, everyone. Ready to start the second half between the Eagles and the Bells in this first consolation semifinal. Here's Rosenbaum over to Kaboot, right wing. Los Altos leading 24-17. Rosenbaum over to Garverick. Garverick into the paint, and he traveled. Took a little jump stop. The Los Altos bench is a little perplexed at the call.
I think the right call, though. There was a little shuffling of the feet. But you're right. Coach McFarland is incensed that traveling was called right now.
Here against full court pressure, Lee into the front court. Crosses over. Good pass inside to Nazarov, who holds it. Now it's swung out, back inside to Nazarov, who's working on Landman, and he lays it in. A good start for the Bells. They're down by 5.
Beautifully done, taking his time, not rushing the shot. He felt that there might be another defender that came over, passed it back out, waited until there was an opening to move to his right.
Kaboot over to Malgacini. Malgacini on the drive. Over to Garverick, deep 2. Rims out, no good. Good rebound by Nazarov. Lee crosses over. Now double teamed. Bounces it over to Tarpening. And Swain. Now Swain has it back. Lee over Tarpening, open 3. Rims out, no good. That would have been a huge shot. Tracked down by Garverick.
No kidding. I mean, that would have cut the deficit to 2 here in the first minute of play. But still, Bellarmine, good intensity to start the second half. I'm sure they got an earful at halftime about their performance.
Definitely. Because Bellarmine, they're known for a basketball school, so usually the product is really good. There's a bounce pass over to Rosenbaum. Good feed into Malgacini, who had it blocked, but a foul's called.
Yeah,
Great passing.
You could hear the contact all the way up here.
Yeah.
Definitely a foul. But yeah, the passing for both teams here at the start of the second half, much better than what we saw in the first.
Yeah, maybe it's one of those things where they still had a little bit of a hangover. Both teams losing really close games last night. And so maybe a little hangover through the first half, but here in the second half, we should have a fantastic finish. Second free throw is also good by Malgacini. So we have a 7-point game, same difference as it was at halftime. Lee into the front court to Nazarov. His pass deflected out of bounds off of Landman and will stay with the Bells, down 26-19 with 6:16 left.
Breaking the pressure a little bit easier now. You wonder if Los Altos will kind of go away from that if Bellarmine can consistently beat it. But that looked like it might have been a layup opportunity, but got to have those soft hands inside. And right there, Nazarov just fumbled the ball a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And it was actually great defense by Garverick, knocking it off the leg of Nazarov. Here's Malgacini over to Kaboon in the front court, who gets doubled. He tried to bounce it out of bounds off of a Bellarmine player, and finally it rolled out of bounds, but a dangerous play. It was almost a turnover.
Yeah, Kaboon could not see over that much taller trap in the corner as he gets taken out of the game. It's kind of a street ball move, just throw it off the player,
yeah.
Retain possession of the ball.
Here's Malgacini to Landman. Garverick into the paint. Kicks out, open three for Rosenbaum, short. Rebounded Garverick. He's jump hook, back iron, no good, and we have a foul underneath. See. And a foul called against Bellarmine.
Yeah, we can see a little bit there. I think it was Upalori getting underneath. He's just been everywhere. He's a spark plug for this Eagles squad.
There's an inbound to Malgacini on the drive, goes up and finishes it with contact. That very easily could have been a three-point play.
Yeah, nice strong take there, and it looks like the offense leading to some fearsome defense after a made bucket. Los Altos really getting after the pressure there in their trapping game.
Here's Lee over to Tarpaning. Good shovel pass to Nazarov, and then he gets fouled, bumped on the catch. It's going to go against Rosenbaum.
Yeah, well, I think that might be 2 or 3 against Rosenbaum. He's been in a couple different fouls, but Malgacini, yeah, nice strong take, protecting the ball as he's going up, making sure it wouldn't be blocked, then able to finish off the rim.
There's a pass that was deflected out off of Bellarmine again, and another turnover for the Bells. They started fast this half, but then they've had successive possessions with turnovers. Upaluri's checked back in, he has the ball against full court pressure now here for the Bells. Upaluri over to Malgacini. Malgacini into the front court, bouncing it over to Keller. Outside, here's Garverick. Wings it over to Malgacini. Malgacini step back, jumper way short. Rebounded inside. Good board by Nazarov. Headman pass over to Owens. He drives, floater in the paint, off back iron and goes through for Kyle Owens. And it's 28-21, lead back down to 7. Here's Lamon in the corner, and he gets it deflected out off of Lamon. It's another turnover, and it goes over to Bellarmine. And after this ragged play, timeout here by Los Altos. This game is also brought to you by the Palo Alto Medical Foundation for bringing you this season of high school sports coverage. Choose your PAMF doctor today. 4:56 left third quarter. It's 28-21 Los Altos. This is first game of 4 today here in the Cupertino Shootout. Full timeout. And we had some ragged play here third quarter, but for the most part it's been pretty a little bit better than the first half.
I'll tell you what, it's exciting. That's all you can ask for in a basketball game. High tempo. I think for Los Altos, they've been getting it into the corner a little bit, either trapping themselves across the half-court line or in the corners near the three-point line. Bellarmine's press, I mean, they've seen the same thing all game long, but you wonder if that starts to wear a team down. And both ways, because, I mean, Los Altos' press has been pretty effective in speeding up Bellarmine and making them make plays that they're really not comfortable. The big men for Bellarmine, it seems like, have been trying to maybe do a little too much, especially underneath where they need to take their time. They don't have necessarily the hands to kind of catch it, shoot it, make it in all in one motion.
Definitely, and also Bellarmine doesn't play nearly the amount of players that Los Altos plays. We've already seen 11 players play for Los Altos, just 8 for Bellarmine, so that could be also a factor. Here's Lay against full court pressure. Tarpaning bounding the ball. Crosses over to Lee for 3. Got it for Max Lee, and we are in a 4-point game here, third quarter. Against full court pressure is Malgacini. Spins over to Upaluri in the front court, bouncing it to Garverick. Pump fakes, Upaluri. Back to Garverick, jab step. Kicks out Upaluri, swings it to Keller. Pump fakes, good close by Swain, and then Keller nearly loses it. Keller's pass deflected, stolen by Lee. They've really upped the defensive pressure. Here's Lee leaning into Garverick, missed the layup. He was looking for contact, didn't get any. Malgacini over to Garverick. Garverick handles all the way, floats one up, short, rebound Tarpening. Back and forth we go. This is the best flow this game has had all game. Here's Lee, over to Swain. Swung over to Tarpening, good jab step, floater in the lane, back iron no good, gets his own miss. Over to Swain, a three, rims out no good, rebound Garverick.
Whew. Couple chances there for Bellarmine. Man, if they could have cut the deficit to 1. For Los Altos, Gavrick missing that little runner in transition, but you don't mind that because he's been their best player in transition so far this game.
Garverick misfires on a bunny in close, rebounded by Nazarov. Here's Lee. Lee, good pass to Tarpening, deep 2, back iron miss, rebound deflected, and both teams have suddenly gotten cold. Landman the last board.
You wonder if Bellarmine now settling for those deep 2s. They're doing a good job of getting it underneath early in this half and getting themselves some open 3-pointers off that as well.
Malgacini over to Upaluri. Upaluri. Now Keller's pass deflected and thrown by Tarpening. Another turnover here for the Eagles. 2-on-1. Good no-look pass to Owens who lays it in. What a play by Tarpening.
And that's how you run a 2-on-1. We saw some miscues early on from Bellarmine trying to make the fantastic play. It might have been no look, but it was pretty much open all the way there. He knew exactly where his teammate was going to go as Garverick open look and misfires on that deep 2.
And the rebound is off of Landman. Bellarmine ball. They are on a 7-0 run.
Take a look at that fast break. Yeah, little shovel pass, knew exactly where his teammate was going to be. As we get a huge inbounds pass, wow.
Wow, Tarpening left all alone deep, and I don't even think the coach knows what happens. He's talking to a player on the sideline, and meanwhile, Tarpening scores 9-0 Bellarmine run, and we are tied at 28. Here is high post to Rosenbaum. Out to Opalori, he'll take the 3, back iron miss, rebound inside to Kaboot. Kaboot, good pass, and the Landman who lays it in. Los Altos back in front, 30-28.
I mean, Kaboot is probably the smallest guy on the court. You cannot let him get a rebound if you're Bellarmine, but 3s lead to long rebounds. Ball came out, and Kaboot never gave up on the play. Then a nice little pass inside to the bigger Landman who was able to make the shot. Los Altos just trying to survive right now, a Bellarmine push, back up by 2.
So finally, a long scoring drought is ended by the layup from Landman. They lead by 2. Here's Swain. Hands off to Bacon, or make that Gaffey. Gaffey, cross court, pump faking is Erfin. Erfin, back to Gaffey. Kicks it out, Erfin, 13 on the shot clock, still time to get off a good look. They want to feed De La Serna, instead Erfin drives baseline. Oh, what a feed for the layup to Massa Swain. We are tied at 30.
Beautiful cut by Swain. Movement without the ball, getting it in deep, and then finding the cutter of the open 3. That's going to be key for Bellarmine as we see a turnover, Bellarmine ball.
Yeah, Bellarmine's intensity defensively here in the third quarter has really forced turnovers.
Taking a look, Arfin drawing the defense's attention, and Swain. That's how you move without the basketball, finding the opening underneath the basket and then able to lay it up and in.
Here's Swain, who kicks out to Gaffey. His entry pass deflected, but a foul's called on Landman. The second on Landman, and the third team foul on Los Altos this half. This is more looked like the Bellarmine Bells team were accustomed to seeing. Good bounce pass inside to Swain, who spins, pivots, layup, rims out, no good, but the tip up and in is good by Nolan De La Serna. Bellarmine has their first lead of the game, 32-30. Malgacini into the front court, stops, over to Upaluri. Swings over, Rosenbaum 3, way short, rebounded by Upaluri. Over Malgacini, pump fake, sidestep 3. Good for Joey Malgacini, his second of the game. And it's back to a 1-point lead. It's Bell's ball off the deflection by Upaluri.
Malgacini gets all the credit. I mean, a tough 3 contested, but it was Upaluri who kept that ball alive. He's been doing that all game. He's kind of the X factor for Los Altos. He's been fun to watch tonight.
Timeout now called by Bellarmine. They are left with 2 for the game, as Los Altos has just taken the lead 33-32. But that was a great putback by De La Serna, just relentless effort on his part. And then Malgacini at the other end with a great 3 off the assist by Upaluri.
Well, De La Serna has a great motor. We've seen that. And when he's on the court, he's usually the tallest guy out there. It's a good combination to get some offensive rebounds. And then Malgicini, I mean, you knew he was going to start making buckets at some point. This would be a pretty good spot for Los Altos. He kept with his shot, as most good scorers do. Wasn't deterred by his lack of success early in the game. Kept going to that three-point shot around the wing, which is his sweet spot, and finally able to convert.
So we have 40.6 seconds left third quarter. 33-32 Bell's lead. Both teams lost by a combined 6 points yesterday. So they're trying to rebound off of close losses and what looks to be a very close game coming down to the wire. Against full court pressure, here's Swain. Swain's pass deflected by Upaluri again. Upaluri has his third steal of the game. Crosses over, and he throws it away. Taken away by Tarpening.
That was a case looking for your star player there to keep up the lead, and you don't notice the defender because you're just so concentrated on only one person getting them the ball. Would have been big. Malgicini had an open look if he had gotten the ball to him maybe a second earlier.
Tarpening gets it over to Arafin. They can hold for the final shot if they want to. Now it's down to 6 seconds. Do they know it? Swain spins out. Open three. Good for Tarpening at the horn. And Bellarmine wins the third quarter by a score of 19-10.
Big shot there. Calm, cool, and collected. Tarpening knew the time, received the ball in rhythm. Bam. I mean, that's when you're taking a three-point shot. You can't really look at the defender flying at you. Tarpening able to control himself, knew the time on the clock, and drained the three smoothly.
Stay tuned for an exciting fourth quarter with the score. Bellarmine 35 and Los Altos 33.
KMVT15 is your community media center. We are here to provide hands-on training, equipment, and resources to you to express your voice over many distribution platforms. So when you think of KMVT15, remember we have a full production facility, production truck, and an award-winning staff here to support your needs.
Ready to start the fourth quarter here from Cupertino High School with REK. I am Andrew Fury. We've had a very exciting first game of 4 here, and the first consolation semifinal winner will play tomorrow in the 5th place game. Loser plays tomorrow in the 7th place game, and their opponent determines on what happens in the second game here from Cupertino High School between Mountain View and the host school, Cupertino. It will be Bellarmine with the basketball because of the possession arrow here to begin the fourth quarter. Most important quarter of the game in this very tight contest. Tarpening gets the inbound, who just hit the buzzer beater to end the third. Owens, high post Arafin, hands off back to Owens and bumped on the drive by Kaboot. It will be Bellarmine ball out of bounds as that's the 4th team foul in the half.
Bellarmine able to draw a lot more contact in that third quarter. Beginning in the fourth quarter, same thing, getting the ball inside, gets Los Altos out of position. And leads to good looks like that one.
Yeah, what a pass from Owens to Tarpening. Bellarmine now is their largest lead of the contest at 4. Tarpening has scored the last 7 Bell points. There's pass, no, terrible pass taken away by Bacon, and then Kaboot fouls him again.
Malgicini not happy with his teammates. I think he thought someone should have been an outlet, probably on the left side. But everyone was pretty much beyond the half-court line, and then Malgicini just forcing a pass that had no chance. Intercepted. Luckily not a pick six, though, for Los Altos.
Yeah. Inbound to Arafin, who this team leads by 4. Arafin. There's a good drive, baseline floats one up, off back rim, no good by Owens, and it's secured by Garverick. Upalari bouncing it over to Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum hasn't scored tonight. Rarity for him. Now he'll take the 3. Oh, hit the side of backboard. Carries right to Garverick, who lays it in. Lead cut in half.
A little bit of luck there for Los Altos, but nice for Garverick, seeing where the ball was going. It was going to be way off, sticking with the play. Then again, taking his time underneath and making the shot over the smaller defenders.
Inside to Nazarov, his jump hook, missed that. What a play by Malgicini to tip it out to Kaboot. Fighting against a taller player, knew he probably couldn't secure the rebound, so he tipped it out to an open area. Kaboot against this 2-1-2 zone. Garvik the drive, left-hander, no good. Rebound deflected around, Rosenbaum secures it. Turpinning should have had that rebound. Now Kaboot wants to reset. Over to Rosenbaum, or make that Malgicini. Now back to Kaboot. To Malgicini. High post, here's Garvik. Kicks, Upaluri a three. Got it! His first bucket of the game!
What a time, too. Again, against the zone, you get the ball into the middle of the court. You're going to cause the defense to collapse. There's going to be openings on the outside for Los Altos to win this game. They're going to have to make some of these open three-pointers. Upaluri, nice stroke there.
Turpinning out to Arafin for three. Rims out, no good. Rebound, Garvik. Los Altos leads by one, and the ball, Garvik nearly loses it. Bodies fly everywhere. Fouls called on Bellarmine's Dylan Turpinning with his second, I believe.
Let's take another look. Gavrik's kind of been the catalyst of the offense tonight, able to draw two defenders. That's going to leave one guy open. And a nice three there from Upaluri.
Right as one team appears to be pulling away in this game, the other as an answer. It all leads to a 1-point Eagle lead with 5:50 left. Kaboot over to Malgicini, back to Kaboot against the zone, who they've been switching all night. It now looks like a more 1-1-3 action. Garvik had it poked away. It's loose. Still loose and taken away by Swain. Swain bounces it up at Owens. Owens, no look to Nazarov. Layup, no, but he was fouled.
Ooh. That was close to a three-point play there. Upaluri's not the biggest guy in the world, and he tried his hardest to make that a hard foul. But still, look. I mean, Nazarov, a lot bigger, able to draw the contact and still go up strong. We'll see. Now, free throws for Bellarmine. They're going to be key here coming down the stretch.
Nazarov has really struggled at the line today. He's 0 for 3 now with 5.5 minutes left. This one will be for the tie. Bellarmine down by 1, 38-37. Here's Nazarov, the left-hander. Makes it. So now he's 1 for 4 at the line. Bellarmine is 9 for 12, or make that 8 for 12 at the line. Here's Kaboot. Over to Malgicini. Tied at 38. Breaking the little zone trap. Here's Malgicini to Rosenbaum. Drives baseline, floats one up and in for Daniel Rosenbaum. Has his first 2 points of the game. Back the other way comes Owens. Owens in on Malgicini. His floater off glass, no good. Way too strong. Rebound deflected to Malgicini. Eagles up by 2. Malgicini back the other way. He'll want to run the full point forward. Over to Kaboot. Malgicini out top to Kaboot. Swings over to Keller for 3. Air ball. And he knew it was short. Right from where he left it go, that ball. Back the other way comes Swain. Swain all the way. No one cuts him off, and he lays it in. Bad help side defense that time by the Eagles.
Someone has got to stop the ball. That's the #1 rule in basketball. Sometimes people's focus get a little lost when in a high-tempo game like this. Can't do that. Tied up at 40.
Here's Keller at the high post. Out to Malgicini. We are tied at 40 in that what is now a 4-minute, 20-second ball game. Kaboot hounded out top by Owens and a little too physical out top. Owens called for the foul. Gaffey will return following the foul call, and he'll replace Owens.
And Gavrik returning, which is big for Los Altos. So bad foul for Bellarmine on a couple of counts. You don't want Gavrik back into the game. He was playing well from that high post area here in the second half.
Landman also returns, replacing Keller. Tied up at 40 with 4:19. That was the 4th team foul on Bellarmine. Los Altos has been called for 6. So Bellarmine shooting free throws rest of the way on every common foul from here on out. Malgicini out top over to Garvik. Garvik back to Malgicini. Pump fakes on a 3. Side steps for 3. Good for Joey Malgicini, and they're back up by 3. Lee back the other way. Doubled out top. Here's Gaffey. Over to Swain. Swain. Oh, all the way reverse layup. Missed it. Great move, but couldn't finish. Malgicini. He nearly carried the ball. Rosenbaum high post to Garvik. Garvik spins. Nearly travels. Had it blocked anyway. Nazarov the block. Lee over to Gaffey all the way. Layup blocked by Malgicini. Bodies fly everywhere. What do we have? We have a foul on Bellarmine. Their 5th of the half. And it's on Michael Gaffey, his first.
Although Los Altos wasn't able to score there, I like they were pushing the ball still. They're only up 3 with 3 minutes to go. They need to continue with this high tempo. as we take a look, as you said, bodies flying everywhere. We're going to have a timeout, I think, to recoup, get people a little more healthy for these last 3:36. Should be exciting. I mean, I'd be surprised if this one doesn't come down to the wire. Both teams playing with a lot of intensity, especially in the second half. First half, you know, teams come out slow, but the pace has picked up considerably here in the second half. And I've been impressed by the way Malgacini has continued with his shot. And that Gavrik high post to the open three-pointers has been working well for Los Altos. We'll see if that's what they continue to go to. Bellarmine's still in that 1-3 or 2-3 zone.
So Bellarmine called this timeout off of the foul called against them, as we remind you that this game is brought to you with help from our presenting sponsor, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, a Sutter Health affiliate. Choose your PAMF doctor today. Out of that timeout, Bellarmine will set up some kind of full court press action. That was the 15th foul called against them, so they have one foul to give before Los Altos starts shooting free throws. Malgacini, if this game does come to free throws, you gotta believe, based on the percentages, that it favored the Bells of Bellarmine. Los Altos typically really struggles at the free throw line. Good pass inside to Rosenbaum with layup, no good, but it'll go to the line to shoot two. Let's see who they get it. They could have called it on Swain or Tarpening.
Nice job, Malgacini. This time they took the three-point shot away, able to drive, draw De La Serna, and get it to the open Rosenbaum, who drew the contact.
It was called on Tarpening, his third, but no one has 4 or more fouls in this game, so no one in real foul difficulty as of yet. Owens returns, replacing Gaffey. And as right on cue, Rosenbaum misses the first free throw, as I was telling you about Los Altos' free throw difficulty. He rims in the second one, 4-point game, 3:20 left. Lee over to Swain, who runs the point here. Half court man-to-man now here for Los Altos. Owens over to Tarpening. Tarpening stutters, floats one up in the paint, misses it, rebound deflected out off of Garverick. Will stay with the Bells. Max Lee, the starting point guard, will inbound. Lee looks. Oh, what a feed to De La Serna, who had trouble with the catch, now double comes. De La Serna still having trouble. Rips through and floats it out to Owens. That was dangerous. Here's Tarpening, another three. Front rim, no good. Rebound inside Swain, and then he nearly travels with it, throws it away. Lee recovers, though. Maybe they want to reset. 2 timeouts remaining for Bellarmine, 3 for the Eagles. High post, here's De La Serna, good move, floats one up, off glass, rims out, no good. Rebounded by Rosenbaum. Landman, who hasn't scored since he scored the first 6 points of the game. Here's Garverick back to Malgacini. High post, here's Rosenbaum, pump fakes, drives all the way, floats one up, again, by the left hand. Lee back the other way. Tarpening steps back. And the pass deflected and taken away by Upaluri. Danger time here for the Bells. A Los Altos bucket here makes it a 3-possession game. Rosenbaum open 3. Front rim no good. Rebounded by Garverick. Back to Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum, and he gets bumped. Foul's called. It will be Bellarmine's 7th. So 1-1.
Let's take a look. Rosenbaum, we haven't seen this type of aggressiveness from him all game long. All of a sudden coming alive, taking it strong to the rim. You know, he's got kind of guard skills, again, in a forward-type body, much like his teammate Gavrik, and able to use his quickness there to get around the defender and lay it up nicely with the left hand.
I guess they didn't call a foul there. I don't know what the whistle was for then. They gave the ball right out of bounds to Los Altos, so that's interesting. Here's Landman out top. Bellarmine desperately needs a stop here. Garverick out to Malgacini, and we have a foul on Bellarmine. It's on Massa Swain trying to fight through the screen. Swain second, 17 foul now on the Bells, and 1-on-1 free throwing for Upaluri.
And obviously the first free throw is so important here when you're in the 1-on-1 bonus. Coming down the stretch, can stretch this one to a 3-possession game just by making the first free throw.
First free throw is up and good for Upaluri. He'll get another one. Last year he was not a good free throw shooter, but played only sparingly in games. Doesn't have any one game that where he's gotten nearly as much run as he has today. So maybe he has improved his free throw shooting a lot because he makes both their 8-point Los Altos lead, their second largest of the game. Here's Tarpening left wing. Bellarmine needs a score here, and they need it now. Tarpening with his team down 8. Stutters. They need better ball movement. Swain left wing. Tarpening rips through. Tarpening stops, forces up a shot off glass and rims in. Timeout Bellarmine. They're left with 1 remaining now. He wants a full timeout. 1:15 left. It's a 2-possession game with Los Altos up by 6. They're obviously going to set up a press.
Yeah, man-to-man defense that time by Los Altos, and you're right, the ball movement wasn't great. Tarpening kind of bailing out his teammates there. Got to have some movement even against a man-to-man. I think they were a little used to the zone defense they were playing against, that they were able to get some ball movement. But no trapping now for Los Altos. They want to play it straight up, only a minute to go. No need to try and force turnovers. They just need to play sound defense, and I think they'll live with that shot from Tarpening, quite honestly. That's a tough, about 10-foot floater off glass that is not a very high percentage look for Bellarmine if they want to come back in this game.
Yeah, with the time remaining, you figure if Los Altos were to not turn the ball over and run the shot clock all the way down before they took a shot, they would have to take a shot with about 40 seconds left in the game. In which case, if you ran it all the way down for Bellarmine's side, you really need a stop because any sort of points would make it a 3-possession game with 40 seconds left, and then things become really tough. So obviously you're going to try for a steal with some sort of press here for the Bells, and then it comes to the point whether the head coach trusts his defense enough or whether he wants to put a not-so-great foul shooting team on the free throw line starting with now. Next 2 fouls will be the 1-on-1, and after that, Los Altos will be shooting 2 free throws every time.
The problem is early in the year, you don't know everyone's free throw percentage tendencies.
Yeah.
Coming in, you have last year's numbers in a lot of cases, but players work. That's one of the main areas of emphasis, especially if a player struggles over the offseason, nailing down those free throws. So that makes kind of singling out a player a little bit tough here when you're only playing your second or third game of the year.
Here is an inbound pass in the corner. Dangerous pass. Rosenbaum nearly travels. Over to Maldacini to Upaluri. Now up ahead. A good press break here. Gerverick over to Landman, and now they are going for the fouling game. Nazarov hacks and almost tackles Landman. He'll be at the line shooting a 1-on-1 as that's the 8th team foul on the Bells.
Yeah, it looked like Landman might have been able to be trapped there in the corner. When you have a guy in the corner like that with the ball looking to pass, maybe you should lay off the fouls just a bit to see if he'll maybe throw the ball away if you put a double team on him and put some pressure. But now we'll see. Here it comes down to free throws if Los Altos has what it takes.
First free throw's good by Landman. He'll get another. 49-42 in favor of the Eagles. This one's huge to make it an 8-point game. And it's good. Landman makes both. They've been doing well from the free throw line so far. Lee over to Tarpening. Tarpening, they need to score quickly. How did the ball poked away? Comes to Swain. Swain over to Tarpening. Open 3. Good for Dylan Tarpening. Another timeout for Bellarmine. Their last. They are now out of timeouts.
Good job by Swain staying with that ball as it kind of was going away and then had the presence of mind to find Tarpening, who's suddenly on fire for Bellarmine. Now it really just comes all down to ball security. Bellarmine can force a couple turnovers here. They're only down 5, 49 seconds to go. And they've been pressing all game, so they're used to applying this type of pressure. As we take a look, as Swain, he almost got tackled around half court, but as soon as he got the ball, he was looking, had his head up, found Tarpening, able to knock down the 3, cut the deficit to only 5.
So now, with Bellarmine out of timeouts, you figure they're going to set up the press again. Now their next foul will still have Los Altos in just the 1-and-1. Hoping for a miss. They're down 5. 49.1 seconds can be a lot of time if the clock is managed properly.
I think, though, you try probably for a steal for about 10 seconds. If you get under 40 seconds, you need a foul right away. But 10 seconds is a good amount of time. Los Altos hasn't been incredibly secure with the ball throughout this game. There's a chance for a turnover. You got to try and take it and be aggressive. Make Los Altos beat you down the court if you're Bellarmine.
So both teams out from the timeout. It's Underwood, Tarpening, Nazarov, Swain, and Owens on the court for Bellarmine, trying to get a steal. Pass almost stolen. Now his other pass by Rosenbaum is deflected out off of Bellarmine with just 2 seconds are lapsing off the shot clock.
Jonah Underwood guarding the inbounds. He is a tall and lengthy defender. We'll see if he's able to cause a steal.
Oh, the nearly got a steal, but up ahead here's Lamont all the way, and it was blocked. And I thought that was goaltending, but it wasn't called. Garbrick with the putback leads at 7, and now another timeout called by Bellarmine. I thought they were out of timeouts. Maybe they had one more.
Wow, that was certainly goaltending as we take a look at the replay, but nice job by Garbrick as the ball was clearly on the backboard, but Garbrick didn't wait for the official's whistle, kept going, running down the court, and able to follow it in. Gavrick's had himself a heck of a second half.
Yeah. So they got the 2 points anyway. So now the officials indicate Bellarmine's out of timeouts and Los Altos with 2 remaining. So maybe one of the earlier timeouts that I thought Bellarmine called was actually called by the Eagles. So that sounds right. 33 seconds exactly remain. 52-45 in favor of the Eagles. 16 fouls against Los Altos, 18 fouls against Bellarmine. And right now they need to score. They need to score quickly and then play the foul game if they do not get a steal on the ensuing inbound pass.
Yeah, and trying for a 3 might take too much time. You got to just drive to the rim, see if you can get a layup, and then set up your pressure defense. I did like the move to bring in Jonah Underwood. He brings a little bit of size to the game Bellarmine hadn't seen from the defensive side of the ball. But honestly, just a good job by Los Altos breaking that pressure. Looked like they might be in trouble a couple times near the baseline, but able to move the ball down the court and then have the 3-on-1 break that led to the Gavrick putback.
So Bellarmine with the ball after the timeout. Again, Bells cannot stop it anymore. They're out of timeouts. Inbound to Lee. Lee pushing it up against token full court pressure. Gets it over in the corner. Here's Owens. Owens around the screen. Owens stops, foul line jumper, short, rebound inside. Lee kicks it out, Turbining pump fakes on a 3. They need to go quickly. Good pass inside to Swain, who lays it in. Lead down to 5. Garbrick on the inbound. They need to foul quickly if they do not get a steal. Now they hug Malgacini, does Nazarov. That's the 4th foul on Amador Nazarov.
And just too much time there. Nice job of continuing with the play, but that scoring effort took a little bit too much time. Owens seemed like he was looking for the 3, forced into the long 2. Good defense by Los Altos. And we'll see if they can just ice this one here at the free throw line.
2 free throws should do that, but Malgacini misfires. Now Nazarov with it. They need to hurry. Lee, under 10 seconds to go. Lee, outside. Owens, a 3. Short, no good. Deflected. Tips around. Owens, another 3. Air ball, game over. And Los Altos will play in the 5th place game tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Once again, the final, 52-47 in favor of the Eagles, and a very entertaining first game here for the Cupertino Shootout today.
No doubt, that's the way you want to get a tournament started. I thought, good job by Los Altos getting back on defense. You couldn't allow there an easy trip to the hoop with only 10 seconds left, forcing up a couple of tough 3s. And for Los Altos, Bellarmine might be a little bit down from where they were last year, but beating the team that was so successful last season, that's got to be a confidence boost for the Eagles moving forward.
Definitely. And the producer and director for today's game was Bobby Chastain. On cameras, Tim Erskine, Alex Lowe, and Bill Snow. Special thanks to Cupertino High School and Roe Cohen for helping us make this broadcast possible. Now for REK, I am Andrew Fury saying so long from Cupertino High School. We're in this first game. It was won by Los Altos over Bellarmine, 52-47.